There's the front row, Wally Pankratz and Keith Crisco. In row 2, it's Sleepy Trip and Paige Jones. In the third row, there is a look at Jimmy Sills outside the points leader and fast qualifier today, Joe Gurney. In the fourth row, inside, the New Zealand champion Brett Horvath, outside George Ito. In the fifth row, it's Keith Roush and Andy Pierce. Back in row 6 on the inside, there's Russ Gamester, the winner of our first race 4 weeks ago, and Ron Schumann. In row 7, Jordan Herman-Sater and Doug Coletta. In the 8th row on the inside, Jason Jockman. He won his heat race this evening, only a teenager, and Chuck Gurney out of Livermore, California. There's Lou Ciccone alongside Bob Brosman in row 9. And rounding out the field in row 10, it's Andy Bondio.
Has to finish 9th or better to win the championship, so it's going to be interesting to see whether he goes for it or he just takes it easy.
All right, luck will play a role in this feature as the green flag flies from the infield camera. Crisco on the high side leads him down the backstretch. He gets an excellent start.
He's done a very good job in his heat race, and he's running very quick up there. He looks very fast in that race car right now.
Well, he got a good start. Paige Jones got a good start. He's in second. Third is Pankratz as we look at the first two. And mess over in turn. Look at this. Gurney is involved. I just talked about luck. Sills continues on, and Gurney has stopped in the Rusty Rasmussen car. That's the M&L Plumbing number 38. Well, if he can continue on, he'll go from the back of the pack.
Oh, that's a tough break for Joe. He stayed out of trouble all this time. He stayed out of trouble the last time he has trouble. Let's see what happened here. As we see Wally Pankratz in that white car way up in front. I think Wally's the one that started. I think he got sideways. Yes, he's sideways up there. Guys are piling into him. Sills he slips by on the outside. Barely got by, but poor old Joe Gurney, he didn't get by. George Ito got in the middle of it. Tough break for those guys.
How many times have I heard a driver say, I would rather be lucky than good? Here's a guy that had some luck on the yellows last week, Jimmy Sills. Luck turned away from number 38, Joe Gurney, and that could well cost Gurney the championship and could put the championship trophy in this man's living room.
Boy, that's
Dave,
tough.
you're down there with Gurney.
It is terminal, and here's the reason. This oil tank down here smashed, ruined. The lubrication is gone. Joe Gurney, you've got to be very frustrated after all your good luck out here to have it all go bad on the final night.
Yeah, well, we just was trying to charge there on the start. You know, we felt like we was feeling pretty good a little bit we ran, so I thought I'd go for it, and I should have just kind of waited, I guess.
Who do you think will win the main event?
Oh, you got to bet on Sills. It's only one left. I mean...
See you back in the other side of the world, okay?
All right, thanks.
Gurney is very disappointed. What a frustration to lose the TV championship. And where did that oil go? Well, it's up on the racetrack, so that may cause a little bit of a delay here before we get back to green. Gurney says, perhaps obviously, that Sills is now the man to beat.
I have been so impressed with Joe Gurney. He's a fine young man from Indiana. We've flown back and forth with him over the past 3 or 4 weeks. He's a sprint car standout. Really didn't have a sprint car ride this season, so he said, I'm going to go out and race the television series. But can anybody beat this guy? There is Keith Crisco. He leads, but Jimmy Sills back there in 3rd position is the man to beat. Look where Paige Jones is.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to watch, see how everybody handles that oil coming off of 2. It is on the racetrack. As they run through it, it's going to be slick over there, so it's going to be interesting to watch.
Sleepy Trip, we have a push car. We have a push car on the track as they were about to drop the green flag. The push car immediately pulls to the infield. The yellow comes out. Oh, that could have been hairy.
Man, oh man, I don't know what happened down there. Somebody wasn't paying attention, but a push truck did get on the racetrack.
They were restarting Sleepy Trip at the back of the pack. He pulled in. He came back out of the pits. They were refiring Trip, and the flagman didn't see it. He was going for the green flag. And there's the push truck.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. You know, everything happens so fast on here. It's a small racetrack. They keep in very good communications, the officials do. But on a case like that, you just can't always know everything. And he got on the racetrack before they realized that it was a big problem.
Well, there's a look at Sleepy Trip, and he will go from the back of the pack on this restart. So we'll sort things out, and we'll try it again. As we look at Gurney there in the number 9 car. That's the VHT. That's the car that Reeves has been in. But Reeves won with this team a week ago on the pavement at Louisville. He said, hey, as long as you're winning for us on pavement, let's keep you on the pavement at Raceway Park. We'll send Chuck down from Livermore to run the dirt. So he is in the Steve Lewis Performance Racing Beast Gurney this evening. And there is Brett Horvath. He's had a tough series out here. IRP, of course, is just getting underway with the time change. But there is a look at your 6-time Western States champion. I tell you, he may put on a clinic from the back of the pack.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch these guys from way back there deep in the pack. But Sills is going to be very, very tough starting up there.
We are now racing again. Rice-A-Roni. It's Crisco off the corner. Paige Jones is second. Jimmy Sills rides in third position. Fourth is Keith Roush. And fifth is Gamester. In car as we ride now with Wally Pankratz. Look at him fight that steering wheel down the backstretch. Call it, Rice.
Yes, he's going through the corners. He's up on the cushion. That's the cushion he's up there, that little loose dirt he's running on. But he's working that steering wheel very, very hard. The racetrack is pretty rough up there. Look at him. Up over the cushion
Problem
now.
right in front of him. There's a problem right in front of him. And there is Bob Brosman back there in that third position. Remember, he shows his strength on the cushion. So here's the restart, and immediately Sills goes to the high side. Crisco leads the parade into the first corner. That is Paige Jones jumping just a bit, bouncing a bit in the second position.
Paige Jones is looking for a place to get around. It's tough on that racetrack. Oh, Sills got in a hole real high. Got up in the air, and when it caught, he did that, Keith Roush went right under him. He hit that hole very hard and was very fortunate to keep it on all four wheels.
And there's a look at Keith Roush in third now, Sills in fourth, and there goes Gamester on the inside. Gamester looks to the inside, cannot make the pass.
He's trying to run that cushion, and it doesn't seem the best place to run tonight. It's too rough up there, very tough. He ran through the oil. Did you see the oil when Gamester went through it? It slowed him up when he gets through there and spins the tires. He gets oil on the tires.
We've had a chassis battle all season out here, and that's a beast at number 4, and 46 is an Ellis. Of course, Gamester won our very first televised race 4 weeks ago.
Watch Jimmy Sills hit that cushion. Watch him go into that corner. When he hits that cushion, it really jerks his neck. He hits it. Look at him. It jerks his whole body over. He hits that big hole, but he got underneath Keith Roush when he did it. He got the speed and went underneath him.
Well, Roush about to lose a position as we go back with Wally Pankratz up in front. That red number 1, that is Sleepy Trip down the front straightaway. He slides into turn 1.
Yes, Wally Pankratz is very sideways. He's working that wheel, throwing it back and forth, trying to keep that thing. But Sleepy's on the move. Uh-oh. Jimmy Sills is pulled to the infield.
Uh-oh is right. Remember, when he finishes, he wins. He's had a tough night. He was a second fast qualifier this afternoon. We saw him tip over in his heat race. He won the semi, and now he is out of the race. So who's going to win the television title?
It's going to be very tough for anybody to beat Joe Gurney right now, I think, because the first two guys are out. Look at this racetrack. Look how rough it is. It's tough. This is the toughest racetrack we've had out here in terms of equipment and being able to run a smooth lap, because you're hitting the holes and it's very, very difficult.
Paige Jones, as we indicated earlier, a lot of the guys that run the cushion are sprint car veterans. Here is a true midget driver. Speaking of true midget driver, there's Sleepy. Sleepy brings out the yellow. We were about to say that Paige is a midget driver who runs the cushion. Tripp, again, a 6-time Western States champion, the last driver to win back-to-back national flying shoe with that brand new Ellis chassis out of Mesa, Arizona. He hits a run over there in the corner as they take the green flag on lap number 11. We still have 20 laps to go. There's a look at Schumann. He likes the cushion, moves down just a bit to block the inside. He's racing with Russ Gamester, and immediately Paige Jones opens up a gap between first and second. Crisco rides in second. He's having an excellent ride this evening.
Yes, he is. Crisco, that's the best we've ever seen him run here. Paige Jones has jumped out into a big lead. He's going to be very difficult. But look at this battle back here for 5th position. This is Gamester. This is 2 Ellis chassis. Gamester and this 46 car, 72 car Schumann. They're both running fast. One on the top, one on the bottom.
Schumann told us he switched chassis. He goes to this brand new Ellis. He set it up a little loose so he can ride the cushion.
If you watch the left front wheel, you can tell how much brake they're using. As they go in the corner, that left front wheel stops when they jump on the brake. See right there, Schumann, just for an instant. All he did was touch that brake. Oh, we got a crash.
Well, we have 3 cars, 2 cars, and 3 cars involved out there. There's the 55 of Brosman. There's 52 of Jason Yachman. And there's another car tucked.
They're going to go racing and see if Paige can live up to Sleepy's expectations as we're green at Ventura.
I will see if Paige can climb aboard Rice's all cushion team here as he once again goes to the high side.
We've talked about Paige Jones before. He's definitely on the all-cushion team. He runs that cushion, and look at that. The race car seems to be going through it real nice and easy. It's bouncing, but he can control it. That's the key. He runs that thing great. He's the only non-sprint car driver that I've seen run the cushion very, very well out here.
Look at Schumann. He talked about setting the car up to run the cushion, but he's down on the pole running the inside and doing very well. Pulls to the inside of Keith Roush. That's the battle for third.
Well, obviously Schumann has had to set his race car up to run where somebody else isn't, so that's what he's doing. He's running down at the bottom where nobody else is right at this point.
We talk about the throttle foot. A driver has to drive with his brain, though.
Yes, but right there, Keith Rouse nailed him. He did a great job keeping that thing under control when Keith Rouse nailed him in the back end.
I was about to say, though, a driver has to adapt on the racetrack. Go where the car can go and where nobody else is.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly what you have to do. You've got to choose the best place on a racetrack that your race car works. And then even if you've got to go around somebody, you have to go someplace where it's not going to work so well. That's what he's doing right now.
Paige Jones way out in front. There's the battle for third. That is Gamester just off to the right of your screen, tucked in behind. Oh, Gamester got by, moves to go back to the front of the pack, and that is again Paige Jones as he caught that Schumann. Schumann just pulled off the racetrack.
Look at Paige Jones run the cushion. He's giving these guys a lesson in how to run the cushion. It's been Jimmy Sills all the time that's been doing that. But look at him. He's right on that cushion, right where it's rough, running through there, and it doesn't bother him a bit. A very classic style and doing a great job. Oh, bothered him a little bit that time, I'll guarantee you.
Oh, what a clinic he is putting on now. Last year, Paige Jones won 9 times in Western States competition. In fact, he had 11 victories overall. On 2 different evenings, he won both the TQ feature and the midget feature.
This is Jordan Herman-Sater in the 91 car, Coletta in the 22 car. They're battling for position. Coletta's trying the low side. Herman-Sater's up on the cushion, and then he pulls down. They're running for 5th and 6th, Gary.
Herman-Sater with a lot of experience on the dirt. Coletta with more experience on pavement.
Coletta's probably the most improved driver that we've seen out here, though, because he has really gained a lot on the dirt. He's done a great job. He ran very fast this heat race, and he's running fast up here. This is a tough racetrack to run on.
Of course, he's the airline pilot, so he can handle those big, expensive birds as well as this race car.
That's right. He's trying to get under Herman-Sater. He's trying to choose a spot and run down under Herman-Sater, but he doesn't seem to be able to get quite enough speed on the bottom to go around him. The cushion is just very, very fast tonight.
Well, your leader coming by to take 4 more laps in this final event here at Ventura for our television series. There is Paige. There's a look again at Herman-Sater and Coletta, and here comes Wally Pankratz.
Wally Pankratz is coming up to challenge him. He's working very hard trying to get him. This is the end car with Junkman. He's running very fast too.
The waning moments of our 30-lap USAC Copenhagen Skull Western States Midget feature here at Ventura Speedway.
He just doesn't seem to be able to muster up enough speed around the bottom. He works on him down there. He just cannot get it up enough to go around him.
White flag being displayed, and look at this battle for the lead.
Oh my, what a
Briscoe goes by. Briscoe goes by when he makes a mistake. Paige Jones made a mistake. Can you believe this? Briscoe, you talk about his best drive. Look at the jubilation from the cockpit. The youngster wins it.
I gotta believe Jones broke something. That race car, he ran so smooth, so good all night long. I gotta believe that something broke, or he would have never been out of shape as far as he was right then. That Crisco kid did a fantastic job. We hardly mentioned his name this whole trip. He ran very good in his heat race, and what a magnificent job he just did right there.
We've talked a lot about the Beast chassis, the Ellis chassis. He's riding a Gambler with an Arius engine out of Huntington Beach. Well, we talked about a good ride this evening, his best that we've seen so far this spring, and look at the jubilation.
And you talk about bad brakes. This is a terrible break. Paige Jones has had this. Oh, he got up in the air. He looks like he's going through there pretty good, but something's wrong. Look how loose he gets. He gets way around. He just, you know, he might have broken a sway bar on that race car, and the rear end was moving around on it.
How many times in 5 weeks have we seen a lead change for the victory in the last 2, 3, or 4 laps?
And it's a heartbreaker. Paige Jones has got to be heartbroken. He had his whole crew here. His father came and had that happen in the very end. The crowd seems to be happy, but I'm sure he's heartbroken.
Well, it was a popular win. There's the youngster from Huntington Beach. He takes off the helmet, pulls on the hat, and I tell you, he's going to remember this night for a lot of years to come. He'll have some more victories, but he'll remember this one as he takes the victory before a live national television audience here on ESPN Saturday Night Thunder. We'll come back and talk to him. Crisco takes his victory over Paige Jones, Gamester, Roush, and Herman-Sater rounding out the top 5. In the second 5, we have Doug Coletta, Wally Pankratz, Andy Pierce, Jason Jockman with the car camera, and Ron Schumann. In the second 10 and 11th, Lou Ciccone, Then it's Chuck Gurney, Bob Grossman, Sleepy Trip, and Jimmy Sills finishes 15th. And then it's Andy